So welcome everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we're talking about how to mix the metal bass with easy bass. So let's go directly in. So what you heard here right now is just the drums and the bass, uh, and I want to start with the really beginning, how to really from the beginning to the end what you do with your bass. So first I have to write my bass lines. I'm doing this here in Guitar Pro. The yellow line is the bass line. So you see this here, I write this here, and when I'm done with this, I solo this in Guitar Pro, go on Export and on Midi. When I did this, I put this Midi file into my Easy Bass, I call it Easy Bass, to my bass track, to my bass channel, however you will call this. So then the Midi file is this here. Then we have to really bring it to this point that it sounds human. And then I start to humanize my MIDI. You see this here. I humanize the whole MIDI. What is humanize? That's when you want that your bass track is sounding like a human being is playing this. And so every note has a different power how you push this note. So you hear it here. This is here quite harder. I'm working here with Reaper. It's on the maximum, but on this note, it's just on 96. When you often do this, you know this, but for all the people who don't know this, you have to humanize your track that it sounds good. So when I did this, when I'm ready with humanizing my MIDI, my bass MIDI, then I'm starting here with what's up here. So I tell you something about Easy Bass. Easy Bass is pretty cool. This is really the standard Easy Bass. Here are two modes, Easy Bass Modern, Easy Bass Vintage, but I choose the Modern, and I tried a lot out, but I felt that the pick one is really sound best to me. So I choose Heavy Pick, and then you go in here and adjust your settings. That's pretty cool. So sounds massive, but that's not good for a mix. This is just easy bass alone. After this, I'm going here on with an EQ. So I push the bass to that point that there is space for the guitars here in this area. Then after this, I mean, let's talk about a little bit equalizing here. If I would have no equalizing here, I can show you the difference. Then it would sound over the top, the bass, So maybe we can hear this, just the bass. So that was the processed one with the EQ, and that's without the EQ. And I turn it on and off right now. So you heard what I said, really. It's over the top, and that would destroy the in your mix. You would have problems with your guitar and your drums, all that stuff. And that's the reason why I process like that. And the next thing is with saturation on your bass. This is a really important thing, and I have three bands here. I here in the first, I did the tape saturation, the warm tape. The second is the heavy saturation, and the last one is again the tube, warm tube. So We can listen to this. It's pretty important. By the way, this is Fabfilter plugins, but you can find free ones too and work with this. But I'm used to working with Fabfilter. So let's solo this, what that means. Maybe you heard it a little bit, not that loud. So you heard when I muted this, it was pretty different. So we go now to the middle here, middle section. So I like this really much. It's plus 3.15 dB. What I change here? Here is plus 2 dB, almost 3. And now we go to the last one, solo this and listen to this. So you have just, here it is almost 6, plus 6. If you're working with this, it's pretty cool for bass guitar, the Saturn from Fabfilter, and especially the whole saturation thing. It's cool for the bass, and you need this, in my opinion. So that's it. You can adjust here. I adjust always the dynamics. You can play with here the equalizer. So this plugin is really cool to work with, And after the saturation thing, I'm working with a multi-band compressor just to tame all the freaking out over the top bass tones, or whatever you will call it, And when I turn this on, I play this, and you will see what I mean. It's a dynamic one. So you've seen this, that when it's the bass signal going too high, too subby, then this multi-band compressor brings it down, and that is pretty cool. It brings really clarity to your bass. So, and maybe you'll think, okay, it's Fabfilter, it's too expensive for me. Searching for free plugins, there are some free plugins who can do the same. So after this multi-band compressor, I coming up with another compressor, and that's this one here from Fabfilter again. I'm going here on this is a preset. I think I changed it a little bit. It's the upright bass groovy. I think I changed this here to pumping, but I don't know actually anymore. Yeah, and I turn it off and on. You will hear the difference. Now it's off. So it's pretty clear, bring back, I did work with the threshold there. So and after this, I'm coming up always with a limiter. It's like always, it's just the preset hard rock and metal natural loudness, because I like this. Yes, that's it. We can hear it again with the drums, and then we go on to the full mix and listen to this to the full mix, and then I turn it off and on. Then you hear it that the bass, I write the bass and I process the bass, that it is supporting the guitar, and not that the bass is really so high that is you hear it like a solo instrument or something like this. I need this as a support for the guitar and the drums. So yeah, let's listen to the bass and the drums. So you really hear the support from the bass. It's pretty cool, and sometimes you hear the clonks from the bass guitar. So it's, for me, it's really sounds really human. But I want to do now. The video is almost over, man. But I want to show you when I turn off and on the bass. Then you hear it that it's really supporting the whole mix, and that's the important thing for me. So we turn off the bass, or we can, no, we leave it on and then I turn it off and on and off and off. So let's go. So fellas, now you heard really the big difference with this. And for me, this is just, it fits for me, and I'm happy with this easy bass stuff. So that was it with the bass metal mixing tutorial today. Yeah, man, metal up your ass. Thank you for watching. Subscribe my channel if you want to. Comment below, like the video, whatever you want to do it. And then we see you next week. Bye bye.